So we're going to do the brakes on this C-Class behind us. Now I'm going to split it into two videos. I'm going to do the front and rear separately. This one's for the front. If you want to see the rear, then click on the video at the end of this. Now I would say support with axle stands, so don't do what I'm doing here, but I can't get to my axle stands, so I've put my wheel underneath the car if anything happens to the jack. It will probably damage the wheel, but at least I'll be safe. So let's get onto the brakes. So as you can see here, the brake pads aren't as bad as I thought because my engine light's on, but that must just be for the back brakes. So first off, use something like a pin punch. For failing that, you could use something like a T Allen wrench or hex wrench. You can just knock that through. So into the hole and just tap it through. Just so I could show you. You could also use like a T-handle hex wrench if you haven't got a punch. The pin's coming through. And now I can grab it on that end. Do the same on the lower. Pin out. Pin out. This bracket. So disconnect the sensor. Here in the pad. There's a bit of a spring there. Just lift it up a bit and then just wiggle that out. That's the sensor. Now you can reuse these sensors if they're not worn. If your light's on, then obviously you need a new sensor. I'm just going to tap the pad back a bit. So just get the front of the pad and just lever that back. As you can see, it started to move. So just wiggle the pad out. So just wiggle the pad out. That's not too bad actually, that one. It's just stuck onto the caliper a bit, so just grab hold of it, maybe use a pair of pliers and just wiggle it out. Now again, got quite a bit of meat left on these pads, but because I'm doing the back ones, I'm changing the front ones at the same time. So that's the pads out. If you were putting in some new pads, then obviously you can just drop them in as long as you've got the calipers pushed back. So you could use a tool like this to push the calipers back. And then that's a quick way of changing just your pads. I'm going to do the discs as well, so I've got to remove the caliper. I don't know if I can get the camera in, but we're going to go onto loosen. Where's it gone? So we're going to loosen that nut up there, and this nut down here. And I'll just use a socket or a spanner. I've got these battery powered ratchet and an impact. I'm going to show you the difference between the two. Just check it's on the right way around. As you see, that's the ratchet. And that's using an impact. So there's the caliper. So we don't want to leave it hanging on this brake pipe. So I'm just going to go and get a hook, a T30 Torx bit. And there's the disc off. These discs aren't too bad. You can see there, that's like the wear patch. So as I'm doing all round, I might be heading to Nürburgring. So I'm making sure I've got good brakes. So I've got some Brembo discs going on. So I've got these from Euro Car Parts. So I'll put a link in the description for those. As you can see, they're drilled and ventilated, like they should be. So I'm going to push back the old calipers, and you can get a special tool like I'm going to show you here, but I haven't got that with me today. So all I'm going to do is put the pads back in and use a claw hammer, or you can use like a mini pry bar or something like that, just to push them back. So make sure you've got the pads in to protect the caliper on the other side, and then just lever that back in. Leave that back in. Push that back in. Make sure the other sides came out. Also, I'm going to leave that one back in as well. You can see that. So you can see that. Just leave it in. So obviously lining up the Torx bolt. Got the disc on. So get the caliper and put that back on. Bolt in the top, bolt in the bottom. So I'm fitting some Brembo pads as well. So, some Brembo pads. Now they come with the springs. We've got new springs, but not the pins. So let's go and fit those. Also, they haven't got the sensor. So I've got a new sensor. You can use the old ones if you can get them out. Sensor fits in like this, and you've got like a bit of a spring clip on the side, so that just fits in and clips in place like that. So that's the outside one. Peel off the back in. So just slot pad in there. Pad in the back. Tighten up these bolts at the ends. So get the spring, get the pin underneath the spring, just use the punch. Like that. And the same with the bottom one. Just make sure you go past the spring first. Just tap that home. plug in the sensor like that. Just tuck those wires under there, keep it safe. And now just got to do up these bolts. So just tighten up bolts. Bottom one. That's the bolt up there, and the bolt here. Just make sure those are torqued up right, and make sure you put any of the hoses back into the clips that you might have removed. So obviously we've got the brake sensor and the hose for the actual hydraulics, and that's the front one on this side done. Just got to clean up the disc with a bit of brake cleaner, and don't forget to pump the brakes before you drive to close those calipers up on the disc.